You have tried everything: the breathwork, the cold plunge, the journaling, the just relax advice from people who have never had to earn their own safety at the first place. And the reality is that you are still waking up super wired and tense, still bracing for the new and next thing to go completely wrong. If this is you, I need you to hear this and to stay until the end of this video, because your nervous system is not malfunctioning. It's actually doing exactly what it needs to do, what it was trained to do. You are actually not broken. You are actually loyal to a version of safety that was written a long time ago, and no one actually told you and your nervous system that the contract expired a long time ago. By the end of this two-part episode, you are going to understand why your little calming tools placed here and there work in the moment you do it, for a few seconds, maybe an hour, but then they never last long term. And you will learn also exactly what it takes to change the real pattern underneath and not to just manage it. Hi, beautiful souls. Welcome back on Lights of Dipa. If you're new here, hi, I'm Dipa. I am here to help you be unshakable, step into your full power, and be your best version. If that resonates, hit the subscribe button, turn the notifications on so that you don't miss what is coming. All right, for this first part of the two-part series, we are going to explore what actually happens. Your nervous system's entire job is to answer one single question. And that one single question arrives thousands of times in a day. It is as simple as, am I safe right now? It is not about, am I in actual danger? But it is about, am I safe now according to what I have been taught to fear? Let's take that example. We take two people in one meeting. One person feels exactly fine, functioning properly, completely in tune with what is said in the meeting. The second person has heart racing, breathing also going faster, because their boss just used one tone or one specific word. And what happens in that moment is that little thing meant something different to that person and brought them back into a completely different setting, different room, with a different person. What happens here is that your nervous system doesn't check the date, it just makes connections. It just pattern match what you know, what you've been experiencing, and it pulls the alarm. This is not dysfunction, it is a survival system doing its job, but with outdated time. Let's say, if you grew up having to read a parent's mood before you could even relax, your body learned that connection is not safe, it is unpredictable, and so that you needed to stay alert. If love ever came with conditions, your body and your nervous system will learn, this is risky, I need to keep performing, I need to give up on what I want in order to earn the love back. If money was ever a source of fear in your house, what happens is that your body tagged your bank account as a threat itself. And chill. None of those little patterns is a personality flaw. It is an adaptation, and it kept a smaller, more dependent version of yourself safe. The problem is that this adaptation happened a long time ago, but was never told. You grew up, you got out of that. And now let's explore why those tools are not working fully. Here is like the most important part of all healing practice. I use a lot the breath work, the somatic release, the journaling, the shaking, all of this, I use it. And I know the amazing thing it can do. And I'm not putting them down. I'm just saying that a lot of people are using them the same way they would use a bucket to empty a boat that is leaking. You actually feel the flood of stress coming in and in and in. Imagine the boat is then sinking and sinking because there is a hole. And what you do with those practices, you scoop it out with a bucket. So you take some water out, you take some water out. When you take the water out, you feel a bit more calmer, a bit better. And what happens, because the hole is still there, is that the boat is still sinking because the water is still coming in. So what we need to do in that case is to go and fix that big hole. And this is exactly the same for us, because none of the tools by itself and used alone is actually working on the belief underneath the pattern, underneath the reaction. They actually regulate the wave. That's why you feel a bit more calmer at that time. But they don't ask why the ocean kept on showing up again and again in the first place. And that, my friends, is a deeper layer. And that is exactly what we are going to explore in part 2 of this series. We are going to see how to locate the belief running the alarm and how to prove to your body, your nervous system, safely and gradually that it is allowed to stand down. All right, so that's it for the part 1 of the 2 parts episode. If that resonated with you, give us a like. Tell us in the comments where you guys are tuning in from. And also, if you're new, hit the subscribe button, turn the notifications on so that you don't miss any content from Lights of Dipa. I remind you that new episodes are out here Monday, Wednesday, and Saturdays. And I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care. Bye, guys.